Okay, so now we're just talking about subtracting. And so it says simplify the following expressions and compare the answers. So 8 minus 5, 3. 8 plus negative 5. So it's like you won $8 and you lost $5. So you're still up $3. So you get the same answer whether you write it as a subtraction problem or whether you write it as an addition problem. So it says you can always change a subtraction problem into an addition problem. So it says, but when you change to an addition problem, you only change the sign of what's after the subtraction symbol. Like here, if you wanted to change 8 minus 5 into an addition problem, you only change the 5 to be negative. You wouldn't change the 8 to be negative, only the thing that comes after. Okay, so you can think of it, if you prefer to change it to addition, that's fine. So this one, the 12 would stay negative, but then you'd think of it as 12 plus negative 8. So you can think of it, I lost $12 and then I lost $8. Or you could think of it, I started down $12 and then they took away $8. So either way, you end up down $20. Now this one, if you wanted to change it to an addition, so using this sort of pattern we had up here, it would be 12 plus the opposite of negative 5. But what's the opposite of negative 5? Yeah, positive 5. So we'd really have 12 plus 5. So when you have minus and negative, so you can think of like minus 5 as being a debt, like you owed somebody $5. So it's like I had $12 and then somebody took away a debt of $5. So that's like kind of making $5. If you don't have to pay this person $5 anymore, that's money you get to keep. So minus negative changes to plus, so we get 17. So I want to use that idea in 20. Minus negative changes to plus. And so what would this one be? 0. And then it's the same thing in 22, minus a negative. So negative 4/7 plus 1/7. And here we already have a common denominator, so we don't have to worry about that. So negative 4 plus 1 over 7, negative 3 over 7, and those are both prime, so you can't simplify that. Now 24, you can change it into an addition problem if you want, or you can think of, I had $8.3 and they took away 11.2 or $11.20. So overall, would you be up or down? You'd be down. And then you just have to subtract those. And is it 290? Yeah, 2.9. Okay, so 30, again, it's subtraction, but we don't have a common denominator this time. So let's see, 10, and this one might not be as obvious. If it is, you can go straight to the common denominator, but 10 is 2 times 5, and 8 is 2 times 4, so there's a 2. 4 isn't prime, but I can write that as 2 times 2. So my LCD is 2 times 5 times 2 times 2, which is 10 times 4, or 40. Actually, I think I won't go straight to this step. So the first fraction was negative 1 over 10. So there we'd multiply top and bottom by 4. Minus, so it starts out 7 over 8, so we multiply top and bottom by 5. So I have negative 4 over 40 minus 7 times 5, 35 over 40. So now that's negative 4 minus 35. over 40. So you were down $4 and they took away $35. So altogether you're down how much? 39 over 40. And neither one of those numbers is prime, but the only things that go into 39 are 3 and 13, besides 1 and 39. And those don't go into 40. So that's our answer. So in the next three problems, they give it to us as a phrase, and we're supposed to write it as a mathematical expression and then simplify. So subtract -2 from 3. So we're doing subtraction. Which number comes first? 3. And then subtract -2 from it. Minus a negative is a plus. And so we get 5. Difference also means to do subtraction. Which number comes first here? Yeah, when they say difference between, the first number they talk about is the number that comes first. So -17 and -1. So minus a negative, that will change to positive. So you were down $17 and then you won $1. So down 16. Decrease 11 by -14. Decrease goes with subtraction. Which number will come first? Yeah, here it's the 11. So like if they were to say, you know, say your paycheck was $100 and they decreased it by 12, then you would subtract the 12 from the 100. So when they say decrease a number by, that number comes first. So 11 by -14. And again, we have minus and negative, which will be plus. And 11 plus 14 is 25. And here they have some subtraction and other order of operations. So parentheses, maybe multiplication. So, but remember, it's please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So parentheses first. So 3 minus 8. So that gives us what? -5. And so here we have minus a negative. So that changes to plus. So will our answer be positive or negative? Negative, because the negative number is bigger. And negative what? 4. And then in 52, again, we deal with parentheses first. So 4 minus 6, and then 7 minus 3 is 4. Which part do we do next? The multiplication. 6 times 4, 24. And so we had $4. We had 24 taken away. Yep, and minus. Okay, so here we have grouping symbols within grouping symbols. So you start with the most inside set. So first we'll do the 4 minus 15. So -5 plus, so 4 minus 15, -11, and then this minus a negative, that turns into plus. And then inside the grouping symbols, I'll just go from left to right because now it's just all addition and subtraction. So -11 plus 6, -5 minus 8, and so now it's just the subtraction inside the grouping symbols. So we have -5 plus what? That's okay. -13, right? Because we lost $5 and then took away $8, so down 13. And then -5 plus -13, -18. Okay, the next three problems deal with subtraction, but they also introduce variables that they want us to substitute in. So what are we putting in place of y? 4 minus what? -5. And again, we have here a minus and negative, so that's plus. And then 62, so 15 minus negative 5 over y is 4 plus 2. So minus and negative, so again that's plus. And now it's just addition. 15 plus 5 is 20. 4 plus 2 is 6. And does that simplify? Yeah, 2 goes into both of them. 2 times 10 over 2 times 3. 2 over 2 makes 1. So you can leave it as 10 over 3, or you can, and now 3 is prime, and it's not a factor of 10, so you can leave it like that, or you can write it as a mixed number, which would be what? 3 1/3. So either, I'm fine with either of those. Oh, this reminds me. What I wanted to have you do is, well, I mean, this is for your own benefit, is you should go over and review your quiz, because there was one time where I took a quiz and I had, like, I was listing factors. Like, say I was listing the factors of 42 and I put 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, okay, and then I had like 14, and then I had 2 commas and a 21 and a 42, and it counted it wrong because I had 2 commas in a row. Okay, so you should go look at your quiz, and if your answer is right, but it's just something like this, send me an email and tell me, you know, it marked number 7 wrong, and I'll give you the point back. And so, like, if there are only 12 questions or 15 questions on a quiz, one extra question right changes your grade by a lot. So you should always go back the day after and review your quiz and just make sure that when it marked your answer wrong, it was for the right reasons, you know, that your answer really was wrong. You didn't just have some little extra symbol in there or something. So you should review your quiz on MathXL and make sure. So like I said, if you find one, just send me an email and I'll fix your grade. Okay, so 68, so still evaluating this here. So it has absolute value, and so this means 5 times 4 minus negative 5 over 6 times 10. So remember, absolute values act as grouping symbols, so I have to work inside the absolute values first, and which part of that do we do first? Multiplication. So 5 times 4 is 20, and then minus negative, so that's plus 5. I'm just going to go ahead and simplify in the denominator. 6 times 10 is 60. 20 plus 5 is 25. And what's the absolute value of 25? 25. And does that fraction simplify? Yeah, 5 definitely goes into both of them. So 5 times 5, and 5 goes into 60 12 times. So 5 over 5 makes 1. So it's 5 over 12, and that won't simplify anymore. So that's our answer. Let me see what's on 1-5. I might just stop there. Got 20 minutes left. I think I'm just going to stop there for today. So I'm going to have you do all of 1.4, and then 1.5, I think it's 1 through 8. I mean 1 through 7. Oh, if I'm going to have you do 7, I would just want to do the next problem. So it says decide whether the given number is a solution of the equation. And we did this in the last section. It was just with addition instead of subtraction. So here's the equation, and this is the number we're testing. So we just put the 3 in for the x. So 3 minus 10 equals negative 7. Is that true? Yeah. Yes. So this is this. Okay, so that's what number 7 is like. Okay, so I'll come hand those out. And then when you're done, that's it for today. So Albert, do you want to come out to the front here? We have a group of 2. So his partner is gone today, so I'm going to have someone else be in a group of 3 with you too. Okay, I'll tell him that. So Albert, if you want to, she said the way they do it is they do their problems first and then they compare answers before they turn it in. So if you just want to work it at your seat and then come and compare with them.